Yes, boys. How are we? It's Friday morning, 20 past 5, and Pappy's on his way to work. And I just thought, with little time recently to start making these videos, I just thought I'm gonna have to just roll the camera whenever I get in the car at this rate, just to keep this thing moving. And even though it feels like the fucking wheels have fallen off, I just need to keep going and keep showing up. A friend, I was thinking about this earlier, a friend came over yesterday who runs this, Joe, who runs Crypto Consultant Institute, and we hit the gym and we were talking to a guy in there, and the guy's called Mark, and he was saying, we were just talking about all sorts of stuff, crypto, and all the mess that everything's in at the moment, and Joe was like, this guy, pointing at me, yeah, we were talking about how people have just underperformed Bitcoin and just got wrecked against everything, and yeah, where we're at the moment. And yeah, he was just saying that this guy, pointing at me, gets access to some of the best crypto education stuff in the world, and like the ongoing support and updates, you know, from guys that have massive portfolios, or they're massive to me, playing the game at a much higher level than me. And he was like, Joe is one of these people that just has not listened to much of what we've said so far. And it's dawned on me a long time ago. It wasn't just yesterday that I was thinking, oh, the dark realization occurred to me that, you know, maybe I should or shouldn't have listened to these people. And I guess the argument's there. If I had have listened to them, certain times it would have paid off very much. Certainly in terms of capital preservation, and that's one of the key attributes with structuring a portfolio, because it's great when it rips hard and it goes higher, but then you've got to protect those gains when the market pulls back, and that's something I've failed with massively so far, something I've got to work on. And it was making me think about it yesterday. Why haven't I listened to these people that are running a fund with $10 million plus in it, and they've got their own portfolios that are on that similar level, and all these other people in this same network that are playing this game at that level, and yet my portfolio is just put in lower lows. And yesterday, you know, one of the tokens I'm holding just got absolutely fucking wrecked. Infra, a low cap, and it just pulled back 40%. And I looked at it and I was just thinking, fuck me, this is just, you know, when things are just, everything's just falling apart and the wheels are just coming off, and you just think, what's the fucking point in everything? And then little things just keep, because what you put out, the more you get back. Life's a mirror, so you just, and then you get punches in the car and all this other stuff, and you've just got to go back to complete basics, in my experience, and just think, what actually fucking matters? And then I think, well, fuck it, at least I've got a decent-ish job working for these guys. And yeah, last week made just under $3,000, which is ideal when your fucking portfolio's on fire. Because the more I look at this, I'm just like, fuck, when you start thinking, you know, I'm not someone who gives up on anything, but then when these things you just keep getting smashed from all angles, especially when you're documenting everything. Like, I'm an open book with all this stuff, and I think it's important to be, because there's so many people out there that want to show you these highlights, or this and that, and all these coals on Twitter that are trying to make out that they're killing it, or, you know, that they're doing anything worthwhile in crypto. The majority of them are not. The majority of them are getting absolutely fucking wrecked. I know a lot of people that have got plenty of experience, that have got solid strategies, that are struggling in this market, and it's because unless you're a trader, or unless you've been a Bitcoin maxi, the chances are you've been absolutely wrecked. And it makes me think, what the fuck am I doing with everything? It makes you, sometimes you do question it all. And it's to do with the law of detachment. And I think this is where I've slipped up. Because I've had so many setbacks with everything, like many people, you get attached to the outcome of, I've got to make this work, this has to work, there's nothing else, which is fuel and can push you towards succeeding. But when you've put too much importance on the outcome of a situation, or I've got to make X amount of money, or this has got to, you know, the universe neutralizes that and it would just push it further and further away from you. I read something yesterday and it was talking about a dog. Like when you go to chase a dog, what does it do? It just fucks off and runs fucking miles away from you. That's where I'm at the moment. And I guarantee that most people, well, a lot of people in the crypto space are at a similar position. We're seeing high caps, low caps, mid cap, everything pretty much just get absolutely nuked against Bitcoin. Bitcoin's in a phase of chop. A lot of the on-chain indicators don't suggest we've topped at all. I still think we've got an extra leg minimum. Obviously a lot of resistance at 125k. ETH looks like it's ready to move higher. You know, there's lots going on Twitter and people saying the top's in and all the rest of it. And usually like the sentiment indicators look so good at the moment where people are in not disbelief, they are in despair. They're at the point of the cycle where alts look like they've been in a bear market since 2021, and people are just, myself included, yesterday I was just like, fuck this, hang it up, I'm done. And when you get to those levels of despair, that's not always, but quite often the point in time in which markets reverse. So all we can do, stay positive, keep learning. I'm off the piss and everything. I'm going cold turkey again for a while. I'm just going to keep showing up. I saw Joe for lunch, as I said, hit the gym, went for lunch, and we were just talking about stuff. And we were talking about, do I need to get a mentor? And he was like, we were talking about all sorts of stuff. This is a guy that spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on his self-development. And, you know, he makes 150 odd grand a month before he even gets out of bed. So he knows a thing or two about running businesses and funds and different things like that. And yeah, he's doing exactly what I want to be doing. And he gave me a lot of good advice. So the key is when it's the hardest time, is the fucking most difficult point, but it's the time that matters most. Keep fucking showing up. Lean into whatever's causing you grief. Stay consistent, stay disciplined. And I've had to go back to complete basics since I started this channel, if you like, where I'm documenting everything. I've got wrecked publicly. The portfolio's gone from 100k US down to like 60k, and now I'm at the point where I'm just like, fuck this. You know, although I can earn pretty good money each week here with these guys just driving machines, I think I've got to go back on the oil rigs and boost my income again. So I've got time when I get home to make videos and do something more important, because at the moment I feel like my energy is just getting fucking drained from all angles. The markets are draining the fuck out of me, but that's also the time in which you've got to be most grateful for the basic shit you have in life that we take for granted all the time. A lot of stuff I saw in Thailand just took me back to that. So that's where I'm at. Just wanted to give a quick update because so busy lately, I haven't had time to do these videos. But so anytime I get in the car, it's worth me just rolling the camera and seeing where we go. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated with where we're at. Let me know if you've had any wins yourselves. I know a couple of people messaged before saying about different things, and really appreciate the feedback. So yeah, thanks a lot for that, and I'll keep them coming. Love you lots. Bye for now.